That Shinzo Abe is part of the presentation party. Bill Beaumont as well, as we've said, England's Grand Slam captain from 1980, the chairman of World Rugby. Very shortly the World Cup will be presented by Japan's Crown Prince Akishino to that man, South African Prince Kolisi. So many echoes today. We've talked about them, echoes of that supernatural moment at Ellis Park in 1995. And it really is poignant that South African rugby, since the last World Cup, has lost the likes of Jus van der Westhuizen, James Small, Chester Williams, who was such an emblem of that Rainbow Nation 24 years ago. All of them have lost their lives, but what they've left behind, their legacy, reaching fruition here tonight in Japan for the likes of Eben Etzebeth and the hooker Bongi Mbanambi. How wonderful to see Cyril Ramaphosa, the current president of South Africa, doing a Nelson and wearing the bottle green six shirt. It was Francois Pienaar, of course, all those years ago, and it's Siya Kolisi, and there is Cyril Ramaphosa. That was a wonderful moment, Bob.
Well, it's absolutely wonderful moment. We didn't think after 1995 that we'd see anything quite as moving and quite as magical as what we saw then, but you've got to say that in its own way, this is probably even bigger. If you talk to anyone in South Africa, it feels like it's bigger. It's more than just rugby, isn't it?
Yeah, those guys so much been the underdog, and they've grown from a pretty poor place a few years ago. And huge credit to Rassie Erasmus, because maybe we've complained a bit that they haven't set the world on fire with some of their attacking performances, but he's a little bit like Saracens did in Europe. He based their game plan on a very simple game that they all understood and they could all execute, and it's paid off in huge dividends tonight. Fully deserved. I wonder who'll play Siya Kolisi in the film of his life if they make the sequel.
I wonder who'll play Skull Brits.
Well, you've got to say that, I mean, he always smiles. He'd probably be smiling if they had to go up first and collect their medals. He's just a wonderful, wonderful player. And this team, this squad, have just played to their strengths, and they've got every right to do so. Why would you play any differently?
That message as well, thank you, Japan. We've all had a ball over here, all of us who spent best part of 2 months in this wonderful country. We've talked about the typhoon that ripped through the heart of it 3 weeks ago. But the first Asian World Cup has been a World Cup to rank alongside the very best, hasn't it?
It's been utterly magnificent. The way it's been organised and the way that everyone has been welcomed here. As I said, the politest nation on earth, the most kind nation on earth. Their team have been magnificent. Their population, their people have been magnificent.
It'll be the job of France in 4 years' time to try and match this. A word as well about the head coach, Rassie Erasmus. It was the late Kitch Christie who led South Africa to the trophy in '95. There he is. Erasmus was a student watching on television. A couple of years later, he was making his debut against the British and Irish Lions in 1997. He was part of the team that beat England on the way in 1999. And now here he is, coach and captain. The moment of their lives, make no mistake. Erasmus suggesting a couple of days ago that this will actually be his last match as the head coach. He's eager to spend more time with his young family. We will see. There'll be plenty of folk back in Munster raising a glass in his direction as well. Left his contract with them early to resuscitate a rugby nation, and what a job he has done. We never thought we would see anything like 1995 again, like Pienaar and Mandela embracing, but now this. for Siya Kolisi and the Springboks. Glittering South African gold and a story that transcends sport.
That's going to be the image of the 2019 World Cup. Siya Kolisi holding the Webb Ellis Cup aloft. Brian Aban has gone down pitch side to get some interviews for us. Brian, we were talking about whether South Africa winning and Siya Kolisi lifting the cup, a black South African captain lifting the World Cup. Would that eclipse even 1995 Nelson Mandela and Francois Pienaar?
Wow, sorry Mark, take a moment to take it all in. This is the stuff that the best dreams are made of. A team that has galvanized together to galvanize a nation and that has put moments together that will be etched forever, not only on a trophy, but in the memories of each and every South African that's been fortunate enough to be in this stadium, each and every South African that's got to witness this incredible team come on a journey that has been inspirational, that has been so transformational and will hopefully be a catalyst for much more than just the game of rugby. To Siya, to Rassie, to his team, thank you for giving South Africa hope. Thank you for being South Africa's inspiration.
Brian, I know hopefully when some of the players come past you, you can nab them and have a word with them on their great day.
Yeah, I'd love to. I'd love to try and get Faf de Klerk to see exactly, what two minds he was in, and what he was going to be bringing out the trophy a little bit later. But it's these moments, Mark, that we as players and that professionals actually want to be a part of. You strive, you dedicate, you sacrifice so much, and you go through those ups, you go through those downs to put yourself in a position to be at the pinnacle of your sport, doing something that so many dream of doing. And hopefully this, for each and all of these players, bonds them together in a way that nothing else would have. And for South Africa, that we can use this for the greater good of where country building, where nation building, and where people need to look much bigger than the internal solution. So what a phenomenal time to be South African, to have seen this team do something incredibly iconic, incredibly special. And may Siya Kolisi hopefully run for president of our country at some point.
All right, Brian, we'll speak to you again in a second. Johnny Wilkins, you know exactly what those South African players are going through and how this moment, from now on in, life is different.
Yeah, I guess, and it's a real big challenge because
you're allowed to waste champagne.
It's a really interesting challenge. It's going to be amazing for the guys, and I'm sure they're going to just experience things that we'll never know what it feels like. They're going to go through some incredible things, but I think that the bit that sticks with me as having had my time in this is that nothing compares to that feeling when you're on the field together. And to understand that so much can change around you, whether you become more recognised, whether doors open in different ways, but in fact what you always come back to is the feeling of being fully engaged what you're doing on your way to something and with people around you and feeling like you've never been so connected, and that doesn't need to change. The rest of it can, but these guys will never forget this moment here and what it means to be in a group of guys who have gone to the edge for each other and have found their way to an amazing goal.
Faf de Klerk with a different sort of conditioner he's using just at the moment. Let's hear from Eddie Jones then. He's with David Flatman.
Eddie, firstly, commiserations. What do you think went wrong tonight?
Look, we just struggled to get on the front foot. They were very aggressive around the ruck in the breakdown, and obviously they had dominance in the scrum, and it wasn't until late in the second half we got any parity in the scrum, and it's hard playing off back foot ball.
Did you feel like England weren't able to get their game plan going, or South Africa just kind of beat it out of them?
Well, I think it's a bit of both. South Africa worthy winners of the World Cup. We weren't quite good enough today, but I can't fault the effort of my players. They've been outstanding throughout the World Cup and played with a lot of pride and passion.
You asked Eddie to be judged solely on the result of this World Cup. Do you personally see this result as a success or a failure?
Well, I don't think that's relevant at this stage. I'm just thinking about my team. They're hurting badly enough.
And we hear things on the touchline like the bus is 20 minutes late. Do you think that disrupted the team and caused them to start a bit slowly and perhaps be a bit less accurate in the first 10 minutes?
Oh, we don't have any excuses, mate.
Where do you think this team goes from here? We know lots of these players are young and they'll be here for another World Cup. What about you personally, Eddie? Do you think you'll go again 4 years from now?
Well, I don't think it's not the time to discuss it now. That's for the future. But this team, there's no reason why they can't keep developing.
Okay, thanks, Eddie.
Thank you. Cheers.
So, Clive, whether they wanted to turn up an hour before kick-off or they were late, they were not warming up at the same time as they were last week. They were warming up a good 15, 20 minutes later than the All Blacks match. Now, maybe that's part of the plan. Maybe they weren't late. Maybe that's what they wanted to do. But do you have any reflections on that?
Listen, I think it's just semantics. England didn't lose tonight because the bus was half an hour late. We saw the warm-up, all looked fine. In fact, they looked very calm. In fact, compared to last week, they were very calm, very collected, and that's we've got to kind of move on from that. But Eddie spoke really well there, to be fair. And I'm just looking at the England players. They've really got to take us on the chin. They've got to stick together, and also I think collectively, like Eddie just said, it wasn't like they were robbed. We lost to a better team tonight, and Eddie just got it in one. The breakdown fine, but to me it's the scrum. If you can't compete at the scrum at this level, you're going to get beat. I mean, there's no two ways about it. And I thought it was going to be a great contest. So, but I think, well done to him. He made the changes. He didn't hang around. He made the change at half-time with Cruz coming on and Marler. But I think the Sinclair loss was quite significant because, as I said, modern rugby, Mark, your prop forwards don't play 80 minutes. Now suddenly your tight head prop Dan Cole is going to have to go the full 80 minutes. And he kind of, that was tough on him because he's not used to that. And that was what will actually happen. And the South African bomb squad they call, having 6 forwards on the benches, really worked for them. And it's just fascinating. That's why we love sport, to be fair. They lose to the All Blacks in the first game. England smashed the All Blacks last weekend, and we get a bit of a hiding tonight. But everyone's just got to stay calm, and it's sport, it happens. And personally, I think Jones has done a great job, but it just wasn't to be tonight.
Let's hear from his counterpart then, celebrating Rassie Erasmus with David Flatman.
Rassie, hearty congratulations. Try and sum up for us, if you can, how it feels to have just won the World Cup.
It's weird, because I really didn't think 2 years ago that we would realistically be able to do it. But about 6-7 months ago, I started believing it. And about 3-4 weeks ago, I thought it's really realistic for us. And to be honest with you, half-time, I really thought we can do it. And now we stand here and we did it. So it's a little bit it feels weird. But I'm so proud of the players, but I'm so proud of my country, man. I'm so proud of South Africans. I'm so proud that we stand together and the people back home really believed in us. We could feel it here. I'm so proud to be a South African right now, man.
What do you think this is going to mean to all the thousands and thousands of people watching back home?
Now, listen, I love being a South African, and we're going sometimes through some bad times, and we've had a few bad times the last 2 years. But this for the next couple of months, it will be good news for us. Our big challenge now is to use this for the next 6, 7, 8, 9 years to make South Africa rugby strong again and unify us on many different levels. So it depends on how we use it, but I'm going to make it one of my missions to make sure that we use this as a springboard to use it in a very positive way.
Really going the right way. Congratulations, Rassie.
Appreciate that. Thank you very much.
Brian O'Driscoll, this is what is fundamental to sport and what makes it so popular is we don't know what's going to happen. We all love going to the cinema or a play, but you know what's going to happen because you've read the reviews by and large. This sense of jeopardy will always be its massive attraction.
It's great, isn't it? I think it's what attracts us back to the game. If it was predictable, we wouldn't have thousands of people, millions of people watching at home, thousands of people here to come and pay good money to watch their team. And that is the beauty of sport. It's hard to capture that in other walks of life. I suppose if you do look slightly selfishly at the South African victory, it makes it nice and spicy for the Lions Tour in 2 years' time for the UK and Ireland. We saw it in '95 where they won it for the first time, that tour in '97 that Lawrence was on, and then again when they won in '07, the Lions Tour in '09. So it'll be something to really look forward to. But for now, this is South Africa's moment. They're a country that lives and breathes rugby. They're a little bit like Wales. You can feel the whole nation. You know, they talk about the nation rather than the team when the players are talking about it, and these are very, very special moments in their life.
They certainly are, and it's well deserved from South Africa's point of view. Lawrence Delalio has joined us. We'll speak to him after the break, but it is South Africa's day, no question of that. Is Siya Kolisi and the President and everybody in the Rainbow Nation celebrating a third World Cup win. Desolation for England and for Eddie Jones.